Right. Radio production. How have you found this portfolio compared to the research portfolio you did for short horror film and music video?
In a way, it felt easier.
It felt easier. Why?
Because it's based entirely on group work. So instead of having to rely on everyone else doing their own thing, you can kind of get help from people instead of bothering them to ask them help.
Okay, so you've enjoyed working in a pair rather than a group.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you think that the work you've produced is more substantial, more detailed, better, weaker, stronger?
I feel like it's stronger.
Stronger, why?
Because since you're in a pair, you can kind of talk about what you have to do and everything. There's a sense that only you're two, you kind of already know what you're doing. While if it's like a four people in a group, you kind of have to all collaborate.
Okay. In terms of actual researching then, the bits that you have been responsible for researching, why have you found that easier, or why do you think the work you produced is of better quality?
Maybe because I get the help when I need when I ask for it, but from my peer.
Okay, I'm trying to get you to say.
Yeah, I know.
I'm trying to get you to think about what you've done better. It isn't about, yes, it's nice working in a pair, okay, but look at yourself. Have you seen a difference in yourself this time? Do you think there's a different approach to your research? There's a different approach to your evaluations?
Yeah.
Okay, so what?
That it's pretty much straightforward in my opinion. So I can get straight onto it without kind of getting confused.
Right, so you have a clearer aim.
Yeah.
Okay. Last time we spoke, we mentioned the fact that you felt confused with your research and you didn't know where it was going. And I said to you that when you do a piece of research, you need to sit down, reflect, what have you found out, now where am I going? Okay, whereas before, you were just looking at this research hole and thinking, I just need to do research and panicking. Whereas this time, I've seen a complete different approach from you, where you are doing a piece of research, thinking about what you found out, either through discussing it in your own evaluation or through having a research conversation with your partner, and then thinking, right, well, now I'm going to go and research this. Okay, so when I come over and said, why are you watching the Ricky Gervais show? And you explained, oh, because X, Y, and Z. Yeah? Then when I saw you doing something else, why are you doing this? Oh, because of X, Y, and Z. You know why you're doing what you're doing, and that's why the work you're producing is of a better quality. Okay? The research portfolio you have submitted is good. Okay? Now, we know that the radio idents work is missing, and we are working towards our targets to get that on there. Okay? That aside, you did initial ideas focus group, and this time you decided to do a vlog rather than a written evaluation. Now, when I listened to it, you have demonstrated a great awareness of the findings. So from this, I really have grasped a very good understanding of the findings. So specific details about concerning what people like and don't like. You've outlined a point and then discussed what it means to you in terms of planning, and therefore demonstrating how you can use research to inform your ideas. That is what you need to do to work to a good standard. Okay, so in what BTEC you called a merit, but in UEL we called it to a good standard. Okay, that is what you need to be doing. This video where you're evaluating does just that. You're using feedback to inform your ideas. You're saying, look, they've said this, and now we need to think about this, or my partner and I need to discuss this. We might need to go and research this, and that's exactly what you're doing. So fantastic. You've used feedback to make a new final idea and justified how this meets the brief, which again is fantastic. So you're saying, because of all of this, we now got this idea, but it still meets the brief because of X, Y, and Z. Okay? I think audio analysis is a great idea for you. You give more detail, and I think perhaps consideration for the future. Because in your written evaluations, there's always been detail, but what you haven't done is the part where you're telling me how it's going to help your idea or how it's going to inform your planning. But when you do a vlog, I think it just comes naturally to you and you just naturally talk about it. So I think this is a good way forward for you in terms of evaluations. Secondary research, there's a great range of research. So we've got Adobe Audition CC, and you've discussed how it will help you in post-production. Moving forward, you could make a video of you experimenting with these techniques that you've learned, just to show how you've used this to help you. So when it comes to production, maybe one of your diaries, it would be nice for you to link back to this and say, I learned this in this video, just to show that how it's helped you, how you've learned it and how you've actually used it. The Ricky Gervais show, good identification of how you can use ideas in your show, but you could you could identify things that you now need to research. So, for example, you're saying this could be one of the things that make the public interested and make them want to listen to our show. We now need to do research in such and such area. Okay, so in the analysis of your focus group, you were going full circle. This is what I found out. This is how it's going to inform our idea. This is what I need to research next. In some of your secondary research, I wasn't getting the full circle. I wasn't getting that last bit where you're saying this is now what I need to research. Okay, so make sure that's consistent throughout. Codes and conventions of script writing. Again, good awareness. You could maybe add a bit more detail in terms of the items that you specifically need to be aware of. So something like phonetic spelling might be important if you was having phone-ins on your show and that you are, you don't know the names of the guests and so on. That type of thing could be more specific. You then looked at Kerrang Radio and BBC Two. You've drawn great findings, i.e. the news at the start, and that's something that you want to incorporate into your idea. So again, you're thinking about, yes, this is what I found out, but how's it going to help me? But throughout, there could have been greater identification of how it's going to help you. So another thing that is good within the radio show, grammar, is that they use different genres of music to entice more of the audience. I find this interesting because it can pull in a lot more listeners and enable them to listen to new songs from different genres that they may like. Okay, what should you now do?
Elaborate on that point I just talked about.
Okay, so yes, you've told me that the shows have different genres of music and you like that idea. So how are you going to ensure that happens in your show? What do you need to do in terms of research?
Research different genres of music and talk about them.
Fantastic, yeah? So can you see how that point didn't go full circle? Yeah? Fantastic. You then looked at the chart and you justified why you were going to use those songs, and that was fantastic work. It was so nice to sit down and mark or to give you supportive feedback on a research portfolio that is complete. Okay, how many times have we been here when the work that you've submitted there is loads of parts missing? Okay?
Yeah.
Now, other than that ident section at the beginning, which we spoke about before these portfolios were created, and we know what we're doing with that, everything else I feel has been done with care, with attention and with detail. And these are things that I could not use to describe your work in the past. Okay, so I'm really impressed. I think there's been a significant difference. Okay, what we need to make sure we're doing is that in all of your research you are showing me what we've now called the full circle. Yeah, this is what I found out, this is how it's going to help my idea, this is what I need to research next. Okay, make sure you have that full circle in your head with every single thing you do. Okay, or at the end we have an overall evaluation where you are doing just that. Okay, so you're looking at all of your research together. I think for you it works better by doing it piece by piece, because at the end sometimes you might become a bit like, this is too much information. So you wouldn't need an overall evaluation if each of the pieces of research have been analysed in full circle. Yeah? I couldn't find your research discussion that you did with Chloe.
I think that's backed up there.
So you need to make sure that the research conversations that you've had with your partner are on there, because again, that can contribute towards your research portfolio, because you have discussed with each other what it is you found out and how it's going to help your idea. Okay? Fantastic. Moving forward then, make sure every piece of research has been fully analysed. So this is what I found out, this is how it's going to help my idea, this is what I need to research next. Okay? And try now to think about you as a researcher. What can you do to improve your skills in researching? Okay? Just lastly, where is the interview? So as part of your primary research, you interviewed a university student studying radio production. Okay? On your website, I haven't got any primary research. I know you've done it because we've discussed it in great detail, but you need to remember that if it wasn't me grading this, I can't grade something that's not there. Okay? So you need to put that primary research onto your website, and I assume you spoke about in there what it is you found out, how it's helped your idea, and how it's going to, what you need to now research next. Yes? So can we make sure that's put on there straight away, please?
Yeah.
Good.